You know how you just said you poo too much?
Uh-huh.
I've picked myself up a hernia. Nope, that's not right. A hemorrhoid.
Oh no. Well,
So
I
I,
guess those are common.
yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought you just poke him back up in there and he goes away. But this little fucker's itchy as shit. I hate it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna
Welcome
Google
to
what.
the constant struggle. I Brie Watson.
I'm Nick Watson, bringing you the hot anal content that you desire.
Look, I mean, as far as that goes, I think, we lucked out compared to other
Oh, other
people.
other members in our family.
Yeah. I mean, if all you're getting is I want to say hernia again, but it's not a
Yeah,
hernia. It's a
I mean, it's like a little hernia in your ass.
great ass hernia. I mean, that's this part of the struggle, isn't it, Nick?
Oh,
Isn't
oh,
it?
Brie got physical. I think today's episode, other than just fucking giving up, could be just about physical ailments because
All
that's what
right.
I've been dealing with.
Okay, here's one yesterday. So I've been, okay. In August, my nurse practitioner sent a requisition for me to get my blood tested because you're supposed to do that once a year or whatever, once every couple years.
Yeah,
And I was like, do I have to come? Because my doctor's in Toronto,
I mean,
or my
they
nurse
need you for the
practitioner.
blood.
Yeah, they need my blood. So I was like, do I have to come to Toronto for that? Because that's where the doctor's office is. And
Mhm.
they're like, no, you could just, find somebody who does it where you are. So I was
Yeah,
like, great. My best friend happens to be
a
uh,
phlebotomist.
a blood removal person.
Shout out Dina.
Shout out to Dina, friend of the podcast.
Mhm.
And so then we made a plan to have Dina come over and she would take my blood. And so we did. We planned to do it in September because it was the end of August when we got it. And then I got called to Slovenia. And then Dina went to Switzerland. And then I went
Oh,
to Ottawa. So it was just like, and then Dina got COVID. So it was like a back and
uh,
forth of like, we're trying to get this thing done. So yesterday she comes over to finally do it.
mhm.
And I'm like, Dina, what's taking so long? And she's like, well, not enough blood is coming out.
Oh
And
wow.
so then I faint. And
Oh no. How did I not see this coming?
yeah, I fainted in my own
House
house, in
in
my
the
own
comfort
bed.
of your own home.
Yeah, it was very fun. Actually, it wasn't. It was terrible.
Ugh. What was that
Uh,
like? Is that a headache afterwards? Like literally?
Literally a headache after. Like the rest of the day, I'm kind of out. I did get some work done, but I felt like,
Did you guys get enough blood in the end?
I don't know. She sent some in. Like she sent as much as she could in.
Hmm.
So we'll see what the lab results are, and if they're like not enough, then we're gonna have to do it again. So I'm like,
Mm.
Dina, it doesn't usually take this long. She's like, yeah, nothing's coming out. I'm like, where's my blood?
I need that.
Yeah. So speaking of physical ailments, physical struggles, that was one I had to deal with yesterday.
Oh, my back is super sore again today.
Oh no. Yeah, for
But
those of you just tuning in, the Constant Struggle podcast is usually about, the struggle to balance art and life. And it sounds like right now our big struggle is
oh, life is just beating up
dishing it
on,
out. Yeah.
yeah, just like it's grabbed Art by the throat and is just rubbing its face in the ground right now.
You
Is that
don't need
art? Do you
you.
like
We
that
don't
art?
need take
And then
this
it then
art.
it farts on its head.
Yeah. And it's like that has art in it, so take
Hmm.
take that art.
Yeah. Ugh.
So
Fucking
what did you
fucking
do to your
life.
back?
Uh,
Do you
no
know?
idea.
And
It
was it
might
a
just be sitting.
ah and are you seeing like a chiropractor or a
Yeah, I'm getting
physiotherapist?
physio. It has
Okay.
been going very well. Like
Uh-huh.
it took forever to get better. Like I was almost incapable of walking for a bit.
Ugh.
Got that, so I'm able to walk now, but it's just getting a bit achy again today. I think I basically didn't do enough stretches last week,
Okay.
or I don't know. I had to commute this week, so that's different chairs and different sitting.
Even though
So,
like I find the weather usually has an impact on it and it has shifted.
yeah.
It's quite a bit cooler this week than last week even.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of tense up when it gets cold.
So I looked into it, like the weather and like arthritis and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, just get a little bit more exercise. So
Mm.
I told the internet to fuck off, and I kicked it in the dick, and I walked away.
Yeah. Good. Nobody likes the internet anyway.
Oh, the internet's just like normally it would spit out like, "Oh, you have tiny cancers in your
True.
wrist," uh, but this time it's like, "Oh, just get a little exercise, try to be
Just
more
move
healthy."
your
I'm like,
body
"Fuck
more.
you, internet."
What do you know?
So basically, Brie, our bodies are just well-tuned sports cars of awesomeness. A
Yeah,
little too much of anything and kaput.
yeah. Art wise, let's get back on that train.
We can avoid that as long as you want.
Well, I don't
Or we
know.
could talk about yours. You're arting your face off.
Uh, it's yeah, it's been interesting. It's been an
In,
interesting couple months.
in strange continents, no less.
Yes. It was very yeah. It's been an interesting couple months. Like I said, uh, I don't know what I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess as far as like struggles go, I don't know. Like, seems like all areas other than improv seem to be going quite well these days.
Uh-huh. It's like the
Mhm.
world's trying to tell you to run with something, but you're like, no, improv.
Like I've yes-anded improv for a long time,
Uh-huh.
and I am not ready to. But no, but seriously, yes, that. Um, I don't know. I've been, I went to Slovenia for a commercial, which was awesome,
Hmm.
and went to Ottawa and ended up teaching a workshop in improv. So that was awesome. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
Yeah,
touching improv.
but it seems like everywhere I go improv wise, people haven't all come back yet, if that
Oh,
makes sense.
from the vid?
From the vid, yeah.
Yeah, from
And
getting back to life.
people being performers as well
Audiences?
as audiences, yeah. So, and I see like there's a even in Toronto, although there is like, Toronto's different because there's like a bigger, more active community.
Hmm.
It just seems, I don't know. I'm feeling like I don't know. This isn't helpful at all.
No, it's all right.
Uh I'm trying to, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't yeah. I hate that. I've been doing this for so long and I'm still like, I'm trying to figure it out.
Mm. Oh, I feel like that with life.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Like so much lately. Like, what am I even doing?
Yeah. What and I think it's of course it's given, everything that is that we are being bombarded with in the news
Hmm.
about, the horrible things that are going on. I was going to say on the other side of the world, but on this side of the world too.
Yeah.
That
Well,
it's just kind of like, yeah,
you were
go
in the
ahead.
ballpark of the other side of the world too, right?
I feel
Slovenia's
like it
right.
wasn't close enough. Like it's still far enough away. It was closer, but still not close enough to
Yeah.
because people were like, "Oh my god, aren't you worried?" And then I was like, "No, it's just on the other side of Italy. It's just like right beside
Oh, right.
Italy." Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
and
Italy's
it's
got
kind
its
of tucked
own.
away in there. Oh
Jeez,
yeah, the new.
everything's terrible. That's
Yeah, so I guess the big thing now is how do we continue to find motivation, find joy, find no, it's more motivation.
I think
How do
it's
we
worse
continue
than
to
that,
find
Brie. It's like,
motivation? Yeah.
should we even bother?
But
Uh-huh.
why give in?
Oh, I'm not giving in. It's like, should we maybe be doing something else more
Right.
important?
Right. So and how does that what does that look like?
The world's like falling to fascism, and we're like, well, I gotta do my set tonight,
Yeah, I've got
and
a
if this
tight
book doesn't
5
get
I need to
edited,
do.
it just feels real weird.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like
on the other hand, it's like,
what
uh,
can we do? Like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna run for politics? Am I gonna run for
yeah,
like that? I don't know. I
yeah,
think there's
you,
like a tremendous amount of I don't know itness
uh-huh.
happening right now.
Yeah, the options aren't like, Bree, do your set, or go to the UN and share that peace
Yeah,
committee
yeah.
committee.
And I mean, like, I think there's something to be said about being aware of what's going on, like, and that's important, and spreading positive things in a world that feels or like increasingly negative.
Yeah, yeah. This is very on the news heavy. Like, are you seeing any negative stuff in your real life? Like,
Yes. I am
Oh,
seeing negative stuff in my real life. Like I have
oh,
to move now, right? I have to move
oh,
because of the mortgage that we had set up with has I don't know.
follows the rate. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
And the rate's
rates
going up.
are too fucking high right now, so we have to move. And
Oh,
that and like that was always there. It was always like a possibility. So I mean, in that respect, it's like, well, we shouldn't be surprised. But
hmm.
the market had been looking so positive for so long that it was like we're never gonna have to worry about it. And then just like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, anyway, it's part of life, and I know I feel quite privileged to even have the ability to be like, oh no, I have to move from my house into another probably smaller house, but still a
Yeah.
house
That's good.
because
And do you have
yeah.
an idea where you're looking to get or
Well, I think we're looking to sell first so that we can
know what
figure
you're
out.
getting?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
Uh,
like, I don't know, it's like personal information. It feels weird to share, to be honest. I don't even, I don't know. Like not to you, Nick, but to anybody who might be listening.
yeah.
So I
Well,
guess
that's
that's
a
I don't know. That's an important part of the
we've had
podcast, I
we've
guess.
had guests on that have talked about their like moving houses or having to go back home,
Yeah,
things of that
absolutely.
nature. And
Yeah.
yeah, we were kind of hoping for you and Dan to come to our house for a little while, at least in March, to cover our dog for us.
Oh, well, we might be able to do that as long as somebody
Yeah.
covers our cat for us.
Yeah, I think mom and dad will be better placed to watch a cat than a dog.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh
Oh, that
shit.
might be fun. That'd be a fun little excursion in March.
We got the dog a present, Brie, just to lighten it up.
Okay, so Nick is currently walking down the stairs of his house. He's going to show me a present that he got for his dog. Get ready, everybody. You won't be able to see it, but I'm going to do my best to interpret it for you. It is it's a gigantic dog, teddy dog. It's so big.
it's bigger than Ruby.
Does she love it? Oh, there she is.
She's very respectful towards it.
Oh,
We
that's
thought
not, I
she would
appreciate
hump
that.
it and stuff, but no, she's just like, you're a bigger dog.
I
This is your
respect
house
you
now.
too much for this. There are some positive art things, like we're bringing back. I don't even like. When was the last time we spoke? June.
I don't.
That's another thing, right? Like
That's the thing we should have looked into, actually.
like the podcast. It has been a long time since we have podcasted, and sorry to listeners, but things got busy.
Yeah.
Like Cooper doing a million baseball things.
Oh, dude, I blame my back. Like I was out. I was in no mood to talk to people and stuff.
Okay. Okay, so it was the end of June, the last one we had going out. So I didn't even get to we didn't even get to talk about Fringe. So we ran.
What, your show that won?
Yeah, my winning show,
Oh my
my
God.
award-winning show.
Is that important? Do we need to touch on that? Or?
I suppose.
Yes,
it's called the constant struggles, not the constant wins.
No, that was a great show, and we even got to go see it.
Yeah, so we're
Catherine
bringing it
Mack and I.
back. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. And you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was
It's
fun.
nice to create an improv show that people enjoy.
As opposed to all that violently racist improv that's everywhere else.
I mean, not that much. Stand up, though. There's a lot of that in stand up.
Well, they have to protect free speech, Brie, and the only way to do that is to be a racist asshole.
I need to be shocking.
Ugh,
I need to shock everybody.
So boring.
Yeah, so we're bringing that show back for Christmas, which is going to be fun.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay.
The End with a Kiss, which was the improvised homage to Hallmark movies.
Where are you doing it?
We're back at the Staircase in Hamilton.
Is that the same
which
building?
Is where we did it in the first place. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a very lovely space with a very lovely coffee shop in it. And it
it was.
It was a great, yeah. It was. I guess they reopened it just in time for the Fringe Festival this summer.
Nice.
Because there was
Hamilton's a fun town.
It is. It was funny. I was in Ottawa last week, and somebody was like, "Oh, my friends who lived in Toronto have fallen on tough financial times, so now they have to move to Hamilton." And it just Hamilton's pretty cool.
Yeah, better than Ottawa.
Real estate's still pretty freaking expensive in Hamilton. So
yeah,
I just I don't know. I guess it just spoke to.
God, where would you rather be, Hamilton or Ottawa?
It still has such a rough reputation, you know. Even though I think it's changed so much since the Hamilton of the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, their food scene's just it's already good, and I get the sense that it's getting better.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the
Streets are
Thai
horrible
cats.
though.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Like, could spend some money on infrastructure. That'd be nice. Okay. Well, then what about how, like, art on your end? Was it like the back has been out, so you haven't been able to write?
Oh, I haven't been wanting to do anything.
Okay.
It's been just like curl up in a little. No, I can't curl up in a ball. It's lie down like a
A
plank.
slab.
Yeah, and then just reevaluate what the human body is.
Right.
It's been
Yeah.
weird, man. And like not knowing what happened is very infuriating as well. And while it was happening, it was like the pain was bouncing all around as
Mm.
they would deal with different parts of my body that was like either pulled or scrunched up. Uh,
Compressed.
yeah, spasming.
Mm.
Right. So it was like, oh, good, thank God, my left hip is fine now. And then the next day is like, oh my God, that's the same pain in my right hip. What the fuck? And like
It
I didn't
shifts
do anything.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it
you're
could have been
just
like you're just overcompensating for the one hip, and so
yeah.
it kind of moves over the other
So
side.
that's exactly it. And then you take care of the hip problems, and then my lower back is just like, what the fuck? I can barely stand up.
Mm.
So fix that. And I think right now we've gotten the problem whittled down to my left hip, something in there.
Like a
So
bursitis.
I don't know. I've always had like a sketchy hip. Like it clicks, and I remember before all this kicked off, I would sometimes struggle to get my leg into the car
Mm.
when I'm driving. So the left leg, I don't know. So the idea
Yeah,
is to
maybe.
do exercise on it and to build up its strength.
I guess that must be where you carry your stress.
Maybe, yeah.
Because for me, it's my shoulders, and I had that shoulder injury for a while.
Mm,
It seems to be like if you're stressed out, it finds a place in your body to to let you know, to remind you that you're stressed out.
yeah, I don't know. Well, like you sit weird when you're working, right? Like you have one leg
Oh, I
tucked
for
over the
sure.
other.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, so I've always been like that, and it's that hip that that's doing it. And like getting down to writing, like I've tried and I get into that office and I just feel like depressed. Like it's
Mm,
dirty and dingy. The back hurts a little bit. So I'm like, nah, fuck it. Give up. I can
right.
barely read right now, let alone edit.
Interesting. Because of
Mhm.
the physical pain you're in
Uh yeah,
or the depression.
both. Well,
Ah.
the pain's kind of adding to the depression.
I was also thinking, I was like, we have all these incredible resources that we have, put out there, like people who have come on and spoken to us on the podcast about
Yeah,
like
physical pain, like living
physical
with
pain and how to write when you don't feel like it and all this
mm,
other stuff. And it's like, well, maybe I should just go back and listen to my own podcast about this. And it's like, I don't know, that sounds kind of, it feels arrogant. It feels,
well, yeah, it's not our podcast. It's the advice that people brought to us. So,
yeah,
you know,
true.
it's the wisdom that we've channeled.
I find this interesting, Nick, this discussion. I feel like I've got a friend who's a kinesiologist, but she also does improv with us. And I feel like we should bring her on to talk to you next time.
Oh, yeah, free kinesiology. I'll take it.
But she
Uh,
also like she's like a personal trainer at a gym and stuff, so she might have some good exercise tips and stuff, which I know you're getting with your physiotherapist.
yeah, I've got like a half-hour stretching session per day,
Okay. But
which
yeah.
that's a struggle because I find it so tedious and boring and painful
Okay.
at times.
And that reminds me of I think it must be James Clear.
Hmm.
And he wrote a book about habits. Yeah, Mark Manson's the other guy.
Okay.
So James Clear wrote a book about habits, and it's kind of like, yeah, habits are often very boring,
Hmm.
but you have to do them because
No, I don't want to.
yeah, because that's the only way that you will improve. It's the only way you will get better at doing the thing that you want to do.
Uh,
Not
that makes
everything in life is about pleasure and joy and comfort. If you want, if you want to be better than you were yesterday or last year or whatever, you have to
hmm
commit to doing this stuff, even if it's not interesting. And a lot of the time, yeah, where was it? I wrote it down. I wrote it down. I wrote, or maybe I didn't. God damn it. Oh yeah. Oh, here you go. You have to fall in love with boredom. It
Oh,
was James Clear. You have to fall because until you actually enjoy the fact that it's boring, then it's going to be a struggle.
Jesus, that's completely against the way the world is set up right now, where just everything
Absolutely.
exists to avoid boredom.
Absolutely. It's like distract me as much as possible. But
Hmm.
why? So that I could just shut off my brain and consume and buy things.
Mm. And be angry.
And be
No, but that's
angry.
part of the algorithm too. Like if you're angry, you'll come back for more, and then they could sell shit for it to you while you're there.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it's like the casino effect, right? We love to
Mm.
chase
The,
thoughts,
the
even negative thoughts. We love to chase them because there's some kind of I don't know if it's a chemical reaction, but like
yeah,
we think like, oh, maybe I'm solving this problem in
it's
my head
so
if I keep
dumb.
thinking about
If
it.
I
And it's
stay
like
up late at night enough, Brie, I'll figure out how to take out Putin.
you'll figure out how to what? Take out
Take
Putin.
out
Yeah.
Putin. I think I
Oh
got it. I
man.
came real close.
Last night I worried about it all night long. Ugh. And then when I woke up, he
Eureka!
was still here.
Oh, dang it. I thought you assembled a crack team of assassins
Oh, I wish
that could speak Russian and
they
had
learned
like
it overnight.
da.
But I guess that's it, right? Like, it's like, how do you get fall in love with boredom? And I was thinking about that because it's like nobody likes to clean their house, but you love to have a clean house, but you
You know
have
what?
to
You know when cleaning your house is fun?
when you're
When you
high.
have
Yes.
writing to do.
Uh, well, yeah, when it's a procrastination tool.
Yeah, just like oh yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta change the grouting on my tub.
Ooh,
It
that's a fun
sucks.
one.
I know, but like with the sketcy back, I tried it on my
Oh,
birthday of all days to do it. Like, here we go. And I did a little twist, like, oh, that's sore. I'm not going to do this at
oh
all.
no.
And I bought
Question:
tools for it.
you bought grouting tools?
Yeah, well, I already had a grouting gun, which, every man should have, really, and ladies too, for protection.
That's right.
So
That's what
I,
I bring with me in my car and then I put it in my purse when I have to walk around the mean streets of Toronto.
uh,
Yeah.
so how about you, Brie? How's your creativity going?
Um I don't know how to answer that question. So let's try to work it out together.
Like, what? You're doing commercials, you're teaching. Like,
Those
those are,
those things are going well. And it's
yeah.
almost like because they have to. Because I have like my agent sends me a thing. She says you
Hmm.
have to do this by this time and I do it.
Yeah.
And class is always on the same day, so I know I have to write my lesson plan and I know I have to deliver the workshop. We've had a couple corporate workshops as well, like down in Niagara, which have gone super well, I think. And again, that stuff all seems fine. Where
Hmm.
it is a problem is when I want to write things for myself or when I want to work on, like if I want to work on writing, I was thinking about writing another pilot. Um, when I want to look into the parts where I'm not already, you know, I'm not so much an expert. The parts where I'm like, I would love to write for television. I've talked to you about this for the past
Yeah.
however long this podcast has lasted, and
Yep.
it's not the same kind of thing where you apply. You apply, you get this. It's not like a job like that. It's like there's networking involved. You have to talk. Like I had a meeting with someone, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's weird because it's not like you don't know how to write, but
Mhm.
like, it's not like you don't have the network uh, for it. It's
Yeah.
just you have to be able to implement the network to get into the room where the thing might happen, and that is where I've been having a hard time because
Where you can like pitch. Is that
or I
it?
can pitch, or even just like, oh, there's a show existing. Can I go sit in the room? This is what was suggested. I go sit in a room where people are already working on something and just like becoming familiar with the process, meeting people who are working in the field, and like it's almost like you have to like volunteer your time again just so you can meet the right people who will consider you for potentially a future gig
Hmm.
or whatever. You know what I mean? It just seems like it's such a I don't know, like an ephemeral like cloud of how do you get into this business? How do you get into this work? I don't know. Like some people I know have like, oh, okay, you've got the credits for it. They've been on the Second City main stage, or they've taught classes in how to write
Yeah.
or that or whatever. And I don't know, some they might, I don't know. And even then I'm like, how do you get into it? How do I find, yeah.
You need the class that like, how do I actually get paid for this, please?
Yeah. And I
Where's
took,
that class?
yeah, because I took, because like, like we've spoken to people too who have like, well, you just have to keep writing when you don't feel like writing. It's like, yeah, but then what do you do with it? Then what do you do with the stuff that you've written? Who do you send it to? Who do you talk to?
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anyone, if there's anybody listening to this podcast who has some great insight into this, I would love to, I would love to know, like, where is that step? Because I find it incredibly difficult, and I know this is like, everybody's going to say this. I find it incredibly difficult to write something knowing that I don't know what to do with it.
Mm.
Like I'm just writing this for whatever, which is why I'm thinking about Catherine now, who was like, yeah, well, write something for a competition or for like you've got your NaNoWriMo, for example. Like that's a great, have a something, you
Yeah.
know. And NaNoWriMo's coming up. Are you doing something for that?
I'm not doing it.
Because you're back?
No, because I have 3 books that I've written and none of them are edited.
Right. Okay. Can you take Nano? I guess what is the
Yeah,
idea behind
yeah, no, I
NaNoWriMo?
could
It's
take
just
the
write a book?
idea and apply it to editing. Like I could do editing for 3 hours
Oh,
a day and get it
right.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Is
an
that the
option.
idea?
I was thinking about it, but I don't want to do it on the Nano. I guess I could. I don't know. I wasn't gonna go onto the website and sign up for it and do all
Ah,
that stuff.
does that cost money?
No, it's free.
Okay. Does it have to be a novel?
No, it could. I mean, people do it for scripts.
Okay.
I
So, because
don't.
I was like, oh, I should talk to Nick about NaNoWriMo. Maybe like put together spend November writing another pilot or something.
How many words
I don't
is a
know. I'd
is
have
a
to look
pilot?
into.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like a page thing.
Yeah. Well, break it. How many minutes do you want to do? Is a pilot?
Probably a half hour.
Okay, so that's like 30 pages. Um,
It sounds simple, but I guess there's
yeah,
also the structuring involved and
yeah.
the
The
what
whole, I mean, it's easier for writing a novel, right? Because you have,
word goals.
yeah, 50,000 words, and that's a
Okay.
lot of words to get done. So
Yeah.
it's asking you to do a fair amount of work.
Yes.
Whereas,
I'd have to find another similar kind of challenge you to write it's a script. Although I did find one. God damn it. Just do the thing. That was another thing. Anyway. There's
you
so
need
many
to
things
break
for
it down to like get a complete script done within a month.
manageable
Like,
monthly chunk.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, but like stretch. It's a stretch goal thing too, right?
Right.
Like it's hard to do.
Right. But it gets you in the practice of writing
Yeah. And
every
at the
day.
end of the day, you're left with something, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, I would recommend doing it. I have a quick Google. They probably have it on their
Yeah.
website. It's like
I mean, I've got there's somebody I know who has different challenges and stuff, and you can sign up for different challenges for this kind of stuff. But then I'm always like, oh, I'll do it one day, but I just have to make that day happen.
well, yeah, there you go. You could do NaNoWriMo for me this year.
Wait a minute. I don't have to sign up under your name, do I?
No, you could do, yeah, it's fun. It is fun. And if you complete it, you get a t-shirt. I mean,
Oh,
you have to
love a
pay for the
t-shirt.
t-shirt, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
or a coffee mug.
Ooh. So yeah, I think like I'm gonna try to find myself a challenge in
Yeah.
November,
Yeah.
similar to NaNoWriMo, but not novel related.
Hmm. I bet they would have something for you.
Yeah. Also, like I keep thinking, like maybe I should do more stand up. I keep thinking
Well,
that all the
that
time.
goes against what you're wanting to do, though, right? Because you're saying you wanted to do that writing.
And isn't that, well? I mean, I guess you have to write jokes,
Yeah.
but is that seems to be like that's the hardest thing for me. Is like, what do I want? Do I want to write a script? Do I want
Mm.
to do stand up? Do I want to? And then like, and we're talking about the curse of the internet is that I keep going online and seeing what all these people I know, all these stand-ups are doing. It's like, oh, what a fun show it looks like they just
Mm.
got to participate in. I think it's like, even if I was thinking about this recently too, like there's so many shows so many shows that you could do, and we think that they're productive, right? Because you're on stage performing. But
Yeah.
is it productive if, who knows, if it's just like, if there's nobody in the audience, if you had to travel a long way to get there, and you didn't actually learn anything from the experience, you ended up paying a lot of money, I don't know. So I'm like, I love doing shows, but now I'm trying to find, like, what's the balance between a show that is helpful or a show for the sake of doing a show.
Yeah.
Whereas, and is there some element of like addiction there, right? In the way that we're addicted to our phones, in the way that we're addicted to this or that, is just like,
And
I
is
gotta
it
go
just a
out and do.
scam too? Is it just like this particular venue is just letting people come and tell their little stories, making money off of everyone, and then you just all move along?
I get, I don't know. Is that, I mean, is that a scam? They're just like, they have to pay their bills too.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's not.
uh,
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
scam's too harsh a word for it, but it's just
so I
another
think,
activity.
yeah, yes. So it's about like figuring out which activities are, and then like if you end up going to an activity where the people aren't treating you well, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
where it feels almost like, wow, why
that's it.
am I here?
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah,
You're not going to continue doing that activity if it's like that.
I feel like in every, like that, like that in every other industry, that seems to be like the logical conclusion. But in comedy, it's like, why do I keep doing this to myself?
Well, like, do you have a broad example of a bad treatment, like without names or whatever,
I
or just
guess
like,
recently it's been okay, but I'm thinking like, there's like strange, anyway, there's always strange social dynamics, or
yeah,
like if you're not part, it feels like high school a lot of the time. It feels like high school, and it's like, I guess it's like, is it finding your click, or is it like, do I have to impress the cool kids, or, and then I don't know, you know what I mean, like, and then even just like that logic, that thinking, I also feel like is a waste of time.
yeah. Oh,
Because it's
sure.
like, just shut up and go and do your set. But it's like, the anxious person is like, well, what if nobody's gonna be nice to me? And it's like, who gives a fuck? Just go and do your set, make people laugh. That's what you're supposed to do.
Hmm.
Learn, did your material work or not? And I feel like some people have the ability to just live like that, cut and dry. But I'm always so like, I need people to like what I'm doing, and me and that
And
stuff,
needing
which
that
is,
positive reinforcement.
yes. How do you not need that?
um,
How do I get to a place where I don't need that?
I think that's in your own brain.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we need to
goal
find somebody,
setting.
maybe a therapist, somebody who does comedy and therapy, and we could talk to them too.
I think a therapist would be a good one to go with, or like a life coach,
Right.
which is kind of like basically what therapy is for us.
Yeah, because they're never going to tell you, unless you're doing something like awful, they're never
Hmm.
going to be like, you're on the wrong track, you know?
Or honestly, Brie, it could be a self-help thing, like a book.
Hmm.
Uh,
I'm sure it's just like practicing. It's probably all the same kind of stuff that I'm already doing with,
yeah,
just anxiety in
but
general, which is like, oh, practice awareness, notice when it's happening, notice.
well, the other thing is like, why do you care about comedy, stand up, as opposed to sketch, improv, and writing? Like,
I'll tell you why, because it is the only form of comedy that I can do that requires absolutely nobody else to do it. So
yeah,
like, if I'm having, and that is another thing that's been happening quite a bit, and
mm,
I'm going to be again candid here and honest here. I've found that like, I'm trying to put shows together, and people are not as available to do shows anymore. So as
yeah,
somebody who produces and casts shows, it's been quite frustrating, not even just like putting a cast together, but like the ghosting and
mm,
the like dropping out ratio is much higher than it used to be as well, which is incredibly frustrating, because it's like, why, I'm trying to put this nice thing together, and a lot of people don't show up. So I'm just gonna go fucking do some stand up where all I have to do is show up and go out,
yeah. All right, so I'm getting a big red flag here. So stand up should be for stand-ups. Like if you're going to improve and get great at it, you have to be a stand-up comic. Like
Mm-hmm.
number one, that's what you're there for. So you're more geared towards that, whereas you're just using stand-up as
Like stage
um
time.
stage time. Yeah, you're using it to get your reps and perform, come up with, make the funny and such like that. So I think you have to amend what you want out of it. You're not going there to crush and to, I mean, you are. You're going there to make funny and get good laughs, but kind of don't worry about the rest of it. So you need
Mm,
to prioritize in your mind what it is you want out of the situation and then
right.
gear it towards that. Because you're
Yeah.
not going to get positive feedback from stand up. Those people are fucking mutants.
So, yes. Some of them are kind. Some of them are for sure
Yeah, but they're
mutants.
not funny. Like if you're kind and well adjusted.
I don't know. What about like I don't know. Mike Birbiglia seems like he's
Oh,
kind.
yeah, but he's an improv guy
That's right.
at
With
heart.
this, I
Like,
feel the same way as with like all the comics that I like. That's kind of their style though.
yeah, like
But
Burbanks.
you're right. You're right. It's like I have to cut out the other kind of like the other expectations.
Yeah, like even ask yourself why those expectations. Why are they there? Like, why do you want them?
Mm-hmm. I don't want them there. I don't.
Great, get rid of them.
But how?
But
Like
just the
that's
awareness and stuff, and then the
yeah.
focus on your goals.
I like the idea of like really honing in on the focus of each specific show, each
Yeah,
specific set. What is it I'm trying to get out of this set, and then
yeah,
not focus on any of the. So I think it's just because like I don't know, it might be just my personality type
yeah.
as somebody who likes being a person in society and like socializing with people and like like I'm like a person who likes bringing people in and organizing and like let's get together, let's do this stuff. And then
Hmm.
when I met with other people who have opposing or different different ways of seeing socializing, I'm like
Yeah.
this is hard and needs adjusting. But yeah, that's not what it's about. Going to a stand-up show isn't about like let's all be friends.
No.
It's
The
just let's go
you
up,
have to
do
get
your
on that
job.
stage and make the
Yeah,
people sitting in front of you laugh.
and that's it. Yeah,
That's your job. Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
And don't steal anyone else's jokes while you're doing it.
yeah. Well, I try to be conscious of like if I'm like, oh, I had this cool idea, and then sometimes you look around the internet just to make sure, like, did
Yeah.
I have this idea or did I hear it somewhere? And then and then a lot of the times you'll hear like whatever. I guess it's
Yeah.
like if it's a similar idea, as long as your take on it is different than what is already out there, because like a lot of people are telling jokes about a lot of the same shit.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have a different take? Do you have a different?
Point of view.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I feel like we got somewhere there, Brie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to be a stand-up. You're just using it for stage time, stage craft.
Well,
So,
sometimes I'm like, would I want to be a stand up if I was getting more positive reinforcement to continue doing stand up?
well, to that I would say, like, dude, you've always talked about improv.
I know.
Improv's your,
Yeah,
yeah,
I love improv.
yeah. So you have that. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
have to listen to yourself on that one.
Yeah,
And I mean, you respect stand-up
I
and you
do.
like it,
When it,
but
especially like when it's done well, I think the most painful thing is going to a stand up show where it's not done well or it's not taken seriously. Does that make sense?
oh God,
Like if
like,
you
what are
go
you
to a
even doing? Like, if you're not
right,
taking it seriously.
like sometimes it's like, oh, I'm just saying that I've written this material for the sole purpose of getting this reaction from the audience, which is not like laughter.
Oh,
It's like
well,
cringe or
oh, that's
I
just a
don't
different
know.
style, though.
Oh,
I'd be okay with
I'm
that.
okay. I guess it depends on the how cringe when it's like violent against women
Oh,
cringe. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
that's more than just cringe. It's not like watching, Ricky Gervais' style of comedy. It's, there are
Hmm.
people who, and it seems like pretty often. Anyway, whatever. That's like a different topic altogether. Just like comedy for the sake of making women feel like they should not exist in society.
Yeah, but under the guise of like, I'm fighting for free speech.
Yeah. Yeah.
And free speech is only by making rape jokes. That's the
Yeah.
only place for free speech How about can you write a fucking funny joke?
Yeah,
Can
just
that
can
be
you write
free
something
speech?
funny? Yeah.
Can
And
you?
then when you see
You know what would be
like
great for
that
free
those
speech right now is
people.
making fun of Joe Rogan. Can you do that on stage?
So a lot of people are making fun of Joe Rogan. I think
Good.
that's good.
That's
Yeah.
pretty free because you know he'll try to cancel you in his own way,
Oh man,
or his
please
legions
don't.
of meatheads will.
What a strange phenomenon this man. Like I thought you were fun on news radio. You were my favorite character, but that
I've
was
seen
fun.
some of his stand up and it's been good. Like,
Yeah.
stick to
It's
that,
just
bud.
yeah. Well, I mean, why would you if you're being given millions and millions of dollars and legions of followers,
Yeah, but
I
like,
think
if you
that
get all that, why are you making it shit?
because you don't have to try at that point. Isn't that the most discouraging? Like, I think it's the same with like Trump. Like, does he have to be he doesn't have to, like he could just be president being the worst piece of shit human being on earth,
Mm-hmm.
Like we, there's no longer I don't know, not no long, who knows. I think we were raised to think like, moral codes are good.
Yeah.
Or, caring for other people is probably a good thing.
Oh,
And I
not with
think
that guy.
no, exactly. Nowadays we're seeing a lot of like, no, it's all about me.
Ugh. And what we get with that is just shitty government.
Yeah.
And yeah, just everything's going to get crapper.
Yeah.
Fun.
Unless unless like what? Unless what? We do
Unless
something about it? I don't know.
get some, need some
That's
grown-ups in
where
the
it's like,
room.
well, I'm planning on flying to the UN, like we were saying
Yeah.
earlier. Like,
I don't know. Like, oh, if we tweet about something harder, Brie, that'll get it. We'll get our
no,
social justice
exactly.
that way.
When that's why I kind of keep going back to like, what in your own circle, in your own little life,
Yeah.
what can you do to make the life of others around you better,
Yeah.
nicer, easier? Even that, like, even just like social media is hard. Social media is like a for the every one piece of thing that you're like, this is a positive thing, this is helpful. There's like 100 turds.
Yeah. And it turns on both sides of the aisle on that one. I've had to cut out like so many negative lefties from my feed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, no, I get it. Everything's bad. I don't need to have it
To be
reinforced.
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You just want to see, I don't know. I'm like, I just want to see people be nice to each
That's
other.
why I watch porn.
Everybody's real nice.
They're really nice to each other. Oh, what a world that would be.
I mean, we're laughing, but honestly, I think that's the reason that the show we did this summer it was as successful as it was. Because it was just
nice.
like a nice show, not too didn't push too many boundaries. Was funny.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it wasn't punching down at all. It was only punching down a little bit to Hallmark.
That's a punch up though, because you guys are on a stage in freaking Hamilton, Ontario, doing this show for nickels. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whereas this is like $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
There's no punching down with making fun of Walmart. It knows what it is.
Hallmark, not Walmart.
I said Walmart. Hallmark is the Walmart of
greeting cards.
Entertainment. I forgot that it was even
right. That's where it started.
Oh my god, it's so good. What an industry.
Yeah. At least, I mean, I was going to say, at least they're working towards, they're going to have their first Hallmark movie featuring a gay couple, which even just saying that I know is going to upset some people. Some Hallmark fans, some
like
Hallmark
out of
loyalists.
The thousands of cringeworthy attempts at monogamous heterosexual life.
Yep.
Put one gay one in there and it's gone to shit.
I'll never buy another Hallmark product.
Yep.
Well, Nick, this has felt like a dump of like the past couple months.
How do I feel about the person who has to listen to this podcast? I'm sorry. You could do better.
At the same time, I don't know. At least it feels honest,
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of cringing coming into today, going like, I've done nothing. I'm in no mood to do any writing at all. I'm thinking of hanging it up, and it's like, wow, I don't want to come in and be like, oh, look at the struggle, man.
How could no? That wouldn't be honest. It wouldn't be authentic.
Yeah,
But I don't know. Just keep editing, man. That seems to be like what you've got to do. Like how, you know,
yeah. If I want
how
to,
I've got to just shut up and write and like not go up on stage all the time just because that's the easier option. I have to sit down and do
yeah.
the hard
If
thing.
you if you want to go on stage, it has to be for a reason. You can't just. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, but part of it is you do need to be on stage a
Yeah.
bit, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, try to get the most out of it.
Yes.
And you're not there to make a bunch of like Roganites happy.
Yeah. No.
You're there for the
That's never been
Maronites,
the the
the good ones, the grumpy, quiet folks in the back.
that,
Who,
that's your people. I like the
and
Provincleites.
if you bomb real hard, you get the ha.
I sometimes do that.
That's the best, right? It's like, oh fuck.
I don't know. Every once in a while, like I'm like, even this podcast, I'm like, I don't know, what are we gonna talk about? What is how it's gonna,
Oh my
and
god, you're
then
marinating right now.
and then like this weekend, I taught a workshop, and I heard somebody, while I was just either getting ready for something or getting ready to go, and they're like, "Hey, did you know she had a podcast?" And I was like,
That podcast taught my unicorn how to fart rainbows. It's been great. What do we? What is this? What? Why am I here?
Although we did get our mandatory Maron reference in just
Oh,
now.
that's a whole marriage segment. I love it. On Instagram, do you get a lot of comics, like little segments of people stand up?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm getting a lot of people doing crowd work, and it seems like the work they're getting back from the crowd is almost too perfect. Do you think there are ringers in there?
There might be plants. I bet there are plants
That,
sometimes.
that's fucking gross.
Yeah. There was like, I remember at Second City, like this moment where the reality of Second City was like broken for me,
Uh-huh.
which
Oh,
was when I found out they corpse on purpose. And corpsing is, of course, when you're like doing a scene and then you
and you
break,
laugh at
if
your
you
own
start
joke?
laughing,
Yeah.
or you're not even laughing at your own. It could be you're laughing at something your partner said or whatever. But
Yeah.
the fact is, like, you're laughing at a time where, as a comedian, you're not supposed to be laughing. And
Yeah,
then
the
when I
whole
found out
idea
that
is
they're,
that's an authentic moment.
mm-hmm. And then when I found out that, okay, you could do that at this point in every single show, I was like,
Ugh.
the truth is everything's a lie.
Yeah.
What is comedy? I don't like it. I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
True. I still like it.
Yeah, I wonder about that sometimes whenever you watch a comic special on Netflix or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you I don't know, because of Marin, I know you're at least doing it from two shows, right? So like
Usually they take, the best
so
bits of two.
are you corpsing at the same spot over those two nights? And how
Right?
often are you like yeah.
Because you've worked on the set, especially like a Marin level comedian has worked on the set so much,
Yeah.
has honed it so much that you probably know where corpsing works. But even like you have to like corpse authentically. It can't be obvious that people
Yeah,
love a corpse.
maybe we shouldn't shit on it because it's a fucking
It's
skill.
a tactic, yeah.
Yeah. It's more
But
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting though. I guess
Hmm.
you're right. It's a skill. It's like it's a move you can play at the right moment. It's a card you can play at the right time.
Wow. We've come around on artificial corpsing.
I don't like it. It makes me uneasy.
Well,
I think that's the improviser in me who's like, I want
it's another arrow in your quiver, Brie. Yeah, but like all improv is written anyway, really. That's the trick to good improv.
Writing it.
Whose line is it anyway? It was completely scripted. So everyone just give up and learn how to corpse on demand.
That's not what we're saying.
Oh,
fake laughter is terrifying. By the next time we meet, you better have got some editing done on one of your 3 books.
Oh my god, I might spite not work.
What's that? What's that about?
I don't know. My childhood. It's like being told what to do.
Oh, you don't like authority.
Not at all. Not a fan. I gotta be what? Where? I gotta be where? No. How many times a week?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah. I think my back pain is flaring up.
Well, what does motivate you?
Oh, dude, like I don't even know anymore. That's what I've been asking myself. Like, what am I doing? What's the fucking point?
I think you should read this James Clear book.
Is it called Going Clear? Because if it's
No,
not,
it should be Clearing It Up. Called Atomic Habits.
No, I was just trying to figure out like what do I actually like doing.
Yeah.
Travel.
What do you? Yeah.
Like going to see places is fun. Yeah, because sorry, it came to a point like why do I even want to write? And the answer is like I think I wanted to be a writer, like that lifestyle of sleeping in Shakespeare and Company in Paris and going on book tours.
I was gonna say that. I don't know if that's like the real,
That's
like
that's a high strata of writers right there.
And like, yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, I want to get paid to go and have expensive beverages all throughout the world. Where's that job, Brie? That's
finance.
Fuck.
You're in finance,
right? I think I'm doing this wrong.
You need to finance harder.
Maybe, Brie. Maybe.
Just sell your soul and American Psycho this.
Oh, I do love a good business card. That movie's great. It's undervalued. Just like Phil Collins.
Did you know that was the first movie Dan and I watched when we started seeing each other?
Oh, that's such a good movie, right?
Yeah, I could have maybe taken it as Dan's a serial killer. No,
but he's fun about it.
He's a fun killer, yay! And I'm still alive.
Yeah,
he's just playing a long game.
It's just like Barry.
Oh, I love Barry.
Oh, I meant Dexter, but okay.
Oh,
they both work though, right?
Yeah, they do.
Barry works.
Yep.
Okay, well, I mean, try not to kill anybody, I guess, is the takeaway.
Yeah, good advice. Good piece of advice.
Yeah, and no, I'm gonna carry on trying to figure out what makes this guy tick. I'm pointing to myself.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. When we come back, let's see if you still feel like writing. Because if you don't, then stop.
like don't do it if you don't have to. Like, what are we even doing?
Yeah, do the thing that you. But if you need to do it, then do it.
Asking the big questions, Brie.
I think that's what is coming out of this pandemic.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, what do you actually want to do with your life? Because you never know. We could get another crazy virus any second.
Yeah.
Ha!
Virus. Cool. Good fake laughing.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye. Struggle on.
Struggle on. I'm struggling. Oh, it's fun.